Live from Ball State University, news for the campus community and all of Delaware County. This is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Sierra Gillespie.
And I'm Casey Miller. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday night. The Student Government Association released a statement today announcing the resignation of its vice president. Carly Hendershot officially resigned due to health concerns after having a mental health distress last week, according to the SGA statement. President pro tempore Brian Kubel was sworn in as vice president during today's Senate meeting. The SGA Executive Board said in the statement they are proud of Carly's bravery during this tough time. They respect her decision to step down and focus on her health. The association encourages all students to pay attention to the mental health of their loved ones and to not hesitate to ask.
A Ball State official arranged for documents to be faked to make it look as if Ball State funds were safe. According to the Star Press's report this afternoon, records were found on the computer of Gail Prezivoits. Prezivoits was the university's director of cash investment. The new disclosure involves documents filed with the State Board of Accountants to show that the funds were secure. Ball State fired Prezivoits after she reportedly lost more than $13 million of university funds through fraudulent investment schemes. The former Ball State official has not been charged with any crime. In addition, the Ball State University has hired a U.S. attorney to investigate the scandal.
Well, Sierra, the rain was really bad today. My pants were soaked on the way to the newsroom.
I know, tell me about it. I was in rain boots and everything. We'll toss it over to Aaron and see what's up.
Yeah, definitely, guys. That cold front that's been pushing through this afternoon and this evening is what was giving us so severe to even strong thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. That cold front is still making its way about central Indiana. As you can see, some stronger thunderstorms are to the south. It looks like most of the severe potential that we could see throughout tonight has kind of died off as we're getting more into the evening hours. That sunset's had went down, so a lot of those triggering factors to allow those temperatures, to allow those storms to be severe has greatly decreased as we get into the evening hours as well. Coming up in my 5-day forecast, though, I'll talk about the rest of this week looking dry, also a big cool down with the passing of this front, and also more showers is on the way, but I'll have more details on that in my 5-day forecast.
Thank you, Aaron. President Obama is requesting Congress to back him in an effort to stop ISIS and the tyranny taking place in Iraq and Syria. His speech is expected to include information on the broad coalition to defeat the Islamic State through airstrikes and support from military partners on the ground. Let's head to the White House and see what's happening.
So while bringing more than 140,000 American troops home from Iraq and drawing down our forces in Afghanistan, where our combat mission will end later this year. Thanks to our military and counterterrorism professionals, America is safer. Still, we continue to face a terrorist threat. We can't erase every trace of evil from the world, and small groups of killers have the capacity to do great harm. That was the case before 9/11, and that remains true today. And that's why we must remain vigilant as threats emerge. At this moment, the greatest threats come from the Middle East and North Africa, where radical groups exploit grievances for their own gain. And one of those groups is ISIL, which calls itself the Islamic State.
It looks like President Obama has a handle on what's going on currently in the Middle East, and we will keep you updated on that story.
And coming up, we'll continue to follow the Obama-ISIS statement and tell you what Governor Mike Pence had to say about the situation.
And with the D68 virus rapidly spreading through the Midwest, hospitals are now taking new steps to try and stop it.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Thanks for joining us. Before the break, we showed you Obama's announcement live at the White House regarding ISIS. He is still covering this serious issue and his strategy to handle further action. Since the break, he has explained how ISIS is responsible for rape and genocide. They murdered 2 American journalists, and Obama believes that they are a threat to not only Iraq and Syria, but also American citizens. He clarified ISIS is not Islamic, but could still pose a growing threat.
Before the president spoke this evening, Governor Mike Pence weighed in on the ISIS threat. Speaking to a broadcasters gathering in Indianapolis, Pence urged what he called a strong and clear American response. The Indiana governor is being discussed as a possible Republican candidate. On a partisan note, Pence said, "This cannot be one more speech followed by hesitation and indecision."
Well, and now it's time for a new segment on NewsLink Indiana.
Jessica Zachary has tonight's quick question.
With the news of Apple's latest products, such as iWatch, iPay, iPhone 6, and iPhone 6 Plus, Apple will soon release its newest update, iOS 8, to consumers sometime next week. Let's find out what students have to say about the iOS 8 update.
Well, I have the iPhone, actually the iPhone 5, and it provides a lot of great features that kind of cater to everyday life. Like you have a calendar on there, you can put everything from classes to projects you have to do to work to everything you need. You have notes on there, your music can be on there. It caters so well to just your everyday life.
The thing I am most looking forward to with the iOS 8 is being able to take people in and out of the group messages, because I have an iPhone 5, excuse me, and it's really annoying in class when you're in a group message and your phone just keeps going off and you keep getting those notifications. So it'll be nice to be able to take yourself out of those.
I actually have an Android phone. I just do not like Apple products. In the future, I'll probably still get Android products because I feel like Apple's trying to move toward more of like an Android look and feel to their products.
Some of these features in the new update will include the availability to have video available during text messaging and the ability to silence group messaging notifications if not wanted. That's all for your Indiana NewsLink Quick Question. I'm Jessica Zachary. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jessica. Muncie local Rodney Steins was killed in a biking accident last week. Steins' sister, Truly Steins, was recently found dead in her apartment. The Star Press announced this morning a relative of the Steins has been located. Their cousin has yet to make a statement, though plans to when the toxicology report of Truly Steins is released. The 68-year-old woman was found dead when police came to notify her about her brother's death. According to the Star Press, the Delaware County Coroner's Office predicted she died last week. Rodney Steins died Sunday afternoon after being struck and killed by a car when attempting to cross into a Cardinal Greenway trail.
And the bells in Schaefer Tower will toll every 10 seconds from 9 to 9:10 tomorrow morning. This tribute is in honor of those who passed away or lost loved ones in the terror attacks on September 11, 2001. The university is encouraging students, faculty, and staff to pause and reflect on the day and what it represents.
And your Google security might be at risk. CNN reports that 5 million Gmail addresses and passwords appeared on a Russian Bitcoin form today. However, Google says its servers were not breached. The list appears to be a collection of passwords exposed in previous hacks, likely of users' computers. Google says there's no telling if the list is even authentic, but they are warning affected users to take steps to protect their Gmail accounts. These steps include creating stronger passwords and using two-step authentication.
And with the enterovirus D68 spreading through the U.S., hospitals are trying to take precautionary measures to keep families safe. Children under the age of 12 are being restricted from entering certain areas at a hospital in northern Indiana. IU Health Goshen Hospital announced today children will not be allowed in the maternity and pediatric units. It says the virus is transmitted by children. 3 people in northern Indiana have tested positive for a virus similar to the D68 strand, but they need to do some more testing before they can know for sure.
We'll be sure to keep an eye on that, and also we've been keeping an eye on the severe weather this evening.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty out there, and when we come back, Aaron Diarman will give us an update on the weather situation.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back. The weather has been really rainy outside. Let's see what Aaron DeArmond has to say for us.
Yeah, it definitely has been quite a muggy and definitely wet kind of day out there this afternoon. We were seeing today we reached 78 degrees. This morning we ventured out with a low of 65. It's a little above average for this time of the year, and it was mostly clear and just mainly cloud cover throughout this morning hours. But as we got into the afternoon hours, a cold front started pushing through, and that's when we started seeing showers and thunderstorms developing across our region. As of right now, the satellite and radar currently, you can see that cold front. It is just about central Indiana, starting to push out right now. Still seeing some lingering showers and thunderstorms throughout the region, but the severe threat for the most part is pretty much ended as it's pushing throughout tonight. As that cold front is moving throughout toward the south. Currently, temperatures are into the mid-upper 70s. Indianapolis 75, here in Muncie 75. We're still pretty warm in the mid to upper 70s with those rain showers still going on. The dew points are still in the 70s, giving us still those humid and kind of warm conditions with those allowing those temperatures to still be warm as well. Currently, as I mentioned, 75 degrees. It is light raining. That cold front is still currently moving through. Southwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Dew point 72 degrees. As I mentioned, that's what's keeping those temperatures still warm in the 70s, and obviously as well as with those showers. Those showers, as soon as that cold front pushes through, we'll see that wind shift from southwest to northwest, and then those temperatures decrease as we get into overnight hours. Precision cast, as I mentioned, cold front's going to be pushing throughout tonight. Those showers and thunderstorms will push off around 2 a.m. We should see the last shower kind of push through our region throughout here in Muncie. But that cold front will push off. The clouds will clear off. The temperature might decrease as we wake up tomorrow morning heading off to classes. Partly cloudy throughout Thursday afternoon as well. Friday about the same as well. Mostly sunny, partly cloudy throughout Friday. As we get into late Friday afternoon into the evening, we'll see some cloud cover move into the region. An upper level disturbance low is moving. Will kind of track through our region and may give us a slight shower or two come Friday night into Saturday. Most of the showers, as you can see, as Precision Cast wants to put it more to our northern areas, but we may see a light shower as well. High pressure system then moves in just in time for that weekend. Tonight, though, as I mentioned, it's going to drop down to 60 degrees. That cold front will push out. The last showers or so will be by 2 a.m. We should see those showers tapering off completely. Right now, as I mentioned, the winds from the southwest. That cold front will push through and will shift from southwest winds to more northwesterly winds, which is what's going to allow those temperatures to drop back down into the 60s throughout tonight. Tomorrow, with that pushing out of the cold front, it's going to be 68 degrees, barely pushing into the 70s tomorrow. Going to definitely feel so much nicer, so much cooler tomorrow as we're barely pushing 70. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 7-day forecast. As I mentioned, cooler, much nicer weather on Thursday. Friday, same type of weather as well. Barely pushing 70 as well. And then Saturday, looking like a dry weekend. We have, as I mentioned, some showers late Friday going into Saturday. But for the most part, cool and dry weather for the weekend. And then back in the 70s by midweek next week. So.
Well, Aaron, I mean, I forgot my umbrella today and I got soaked. So I'm just happy that I don't have to worry about that tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be very dry and clear tomorrow. So you're good.
Good, and into the weekend as well?
Yep. It looks like, except as I mentioned, Friday night into Saturday, we may see some showers, but be mostly to the north of us. But for the most part, we shall see just mostly sunny skies and cool temperatures. So definitely won't feel like summer anymore.
All right, so no heading up north to Fort Wayne. When we come back, find out who has been excelling on the golf course for Ball State.
And we'll have a preview of this weekend's big rivalry game between Yorktown and Delta football, all ahead in sports.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. My name is Peter Hood. Let's talk sports, shall we? We begin today on the links with the Ball State men's golf team. It was announced earlier today that senior McCormick Clouser has been presented with the Mid-American Conference Co-Golfer of the Week Award. Clouser tied for 4th place over the weekend at the Northern Intercollegiate at Northern Illinois University in a competition that featured over 70 golfers representing 13 teams. Clouser led Ball State with a 3-round score of 218. The Cardinals finished in 8th place as a team amongst a field that featured 10 teams that finished ranked in the top 100 last season. The 4th place finish is the best of Clouser's collegiate career. The Cardinals as a team have the weekend off. They'll next be in action on September 20th at the Wolf Run Intercollegiate in Zionsville. Looking ahead to this weekend, and more specifically Friday night, a rivalry will be renewed out at Tiger Field in Yorktown. The Delta Eagles and the Yorktown Tigers will clash on the gridiron under the lights this Friday. Now, Delta has traditionally had the upper hand in this series, but the Tigers have been victorious 2 of the last 3 seasons. This year, both teams come in at 2-1 on the season. Both are ranked in the top 15 in Class 3A. Needless to say, Friday's game is a very important one, and earlier this week, myself and Darian Phillips had a chance to catch up with both coaches, Grant Segunda from Delta, Mike Wilhelm from Yorktown, to get their thoughts.
Well, overall, they are the fondest memories. I mean, we've played for a state championship before and regionals and all those things, but my biggest memories over the last 17 years always involve the Yorktown game. They're a great challenge. They run a lot of different formations at you. They run a lot of different types of motion and get in different formations after they line up in one, and then it changes on you at the last second. Riley Neal's a phenomenal quarterback. He can make all the throws. Then you got Riley Miller at receiver that's been a 3-year starter for him. He's a great athlete and a great receiver. I mean, they're a good team. They got a lot of great players, and all those players have experience. And, we're just hoping that we can go over there and play well. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty simple. We're going to have to keep the ball out of their hands. We got to put drives together, 10, 12, 15-play drives that take time off the clock and score. If we can do that, then I think we can beat them. And if we go 3 and out most of the game, we're going to be in trouble.
Well, it's a big rivalry. It's our main rivalry. It's the Yorktown and Delta game. And it's, we don't have to do much as coaches this week to get prepared emotionally and mentally, because our guys are always ready to play. And I know Delta's the same way. It's just a game we look forward to every year because we know there's going to be a lot of hype. We know there's going to be a lot of fans that show up on Friday night. So, I mean, both teams get jacked up, and that's what makes it a great atmosphere to be around. I think the big challenge is just the athletes that they have on both sides of the ball, but especially on offense. They have some very skilled athletes and some guys who have a lot of experience, and those are guys that we're going to have to tackle. I mean, their running backs are very experienced. The quarterback is very experienced. They have a very experienced wide receiver. So we can't let those guys have big plays, and that's kind of been the thing in this game. Is the team that has big plays usually does pretty well.
Now, guys, that game is set to kick off at 7:30 out at Tiger Field in Yorktown on Friday. Always a huge matchup in the Muncie area for football, volleyball, whatever sport. Those two schools kind of crosstown rivals, and always fun to see how it plays out.
Yeah, Peter, it sounds like it is going to be an exciting weekend in
Absolutely.
Delaware County sports.
And coming up, Ball State students present a musical about mental illness.
And Twitter users might have experienced a bit of a slowdown today. That and more in NewsLink Entertainment.
Good job.
Hey.
Hello.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
No.
Keep scooting? We are physically touching.
More?
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Bailey Weaver with today's entertainment news. Winning the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, the musical Next to Normal is taking the University Theater stage at Ball State this week. The emotional rock musical features Ball State students as performers and pit orchestra members. Here's what members of the cast had to say about their experience with the musical.
What makes Next to Normal so special is the emotions that go throughout the entire stage at such a quick rate, and it's so well executed through the score.
Next to Normal is a dramatic musical centered around a family and various life struggles that they endure together. A few major concepts of the tragedy show include coping with the family death and also the hardships that may come with growing up.
I think that we can learn how to be a better community and to be more supportive of one another when we're going through something, because all of us learn something new when we come to college, whether it's how to be independent or how to be a good friend or how to be a good daughter, how to be thankful, you know, how to be a good student. And I think that, I don't know, everybody takes something different away from this show.
Performances for Next to Normal will continue to strike the stage at 7:30 p.m. this week in the University Theater through Saturday night. Tickets for students are $13 at the box office, and the show is open to the public. If you are surfing the web today, you might have thought your pages weren't properly loading, but this was meant to happen for Internet Slowdown Day. Websites such as Foursquare, Etsy, and Netflix had spinning wheels located on the top of their sites. This loading icon is to help raise awareness for net neutrality. This is a concept that requires network providers to remain completely detached from what is being viewed and sent over their networks. So just this once, take advice from the internet and slow down. That's all for your NewsLink Entertainment. I'm Bailey Weaver. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Bailey. Let's take one final look at weather with Erin.
That cold front pushing through will give us showers and thunderstorms. That's pushing the showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon is pushing out, and that will be clearing up. The last few showers we'll see will be ending around midnight, 2 a.m. to be exact. However, as that cold front pushes out, cooler weather sets in just in time for the weekend. Slight chance, as I mentioned, showers Friday night going into Saturday, but other than that, dry look for the rest of the weekend and cooler weather.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. That will do it for tonight's NewsLink Indiana. For Peter Hood, I'm Casey Miller.
And for Erin DeArmond, I'm Sierra Gillespie. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news. Have a good evening.